again. I hope everyone has I'm doing blessed and highly favored, and definitely hope the same for you. And if this is your first time stopping by my channel, much love to you and welcome. And to my returning subs, my growing extended beautiful family, just thank you so much for the love and support. We're all seeing things for its truest form, and it's giving you being able to give you the signs and synchronicity of clarity on which way to go, what to let go of, and what to stay focused on. So, with that being said, much love to all. Namaste. Love and blessings. Love and light. Many blessings are definitely coming your way. If you've been watching my videos for a while and have not already, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you know when I'm about to upload my next video. If you are comfortable enough, drop me a line or two. I would love the chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me, even if it's about the positive feedback to the content of my video, or you're just up telling me about your empathic gift, how it impacted your life and heading you towards a positive direction. And if you feel like the videos are informative to you, give you good vibes, inspiration, or an uplift that you would love to share with a loved one, family, or a friend, or even a fellow empath that are going through trying times at the moment and needing confirmation or validation towards life path or even soul purposes, please go ahead and share. And while you're at it, give your a thumbs up, like, and also share on your social media favorites wherever you see fit. Thank you once again for the love and support. It's greatly appreciated, and I hope you're able to resonate with the content of my video. Um, Oops, music kind of low. Um, the channel I'm using today is called Self Healing Collective, and it's 432 hertz, Awakening the Goddess Within. I love meditation music, heal energy, chakra cleanse, and I will post that link in the description box below. And the videos I'm doing today, well, the video I'm doing today is called No Turning Back. Twin Flame 101 Heyokas, No Turning Back, Seeing the Unseen and its truest form. Don't be shocked for what's being spotlighted. It's true because it's like all the purging we're doing right now, um, and the reflecting we're doing is like I've said before. We're making room for what's needed in our lives. What is brand new? What is on its course to come towards our lives. You know, there's a lot of things that has been taking place that's been heavy on our heart, mind, and even spirit. You know, where we're constantly dealing with something day after day after day. You're making room and you're forgiving stuff and you're letting stuff go, and then next thing you know some more stuff come up. you know um it is like when you even when you pray and meditate to whoever you meditate to, you like I do, I always ask to see the unseen. There's a lot of things that you may sense, and some of us, you go through your situations where you kind of not, you're trying to trust your instincts about certain things that's taking place. You're trying to trust your instincts when it comes to certain people that's been in your life, and it's hard at times to let go of folks that's been in our lives for a long time. Or there's been people that you have a strong connection with, but we don't realize certain things is not meant to stay in our lives. You know how they say certain things go for a season, some go for a reason. There's been a lot of people I've been having to let go of. Some that is the nature has just ran its course. We have connected exactly where we need to go. Now it's time for us to branch off and move off to our own. It's just like when going to high school, and then the next thing you know, you got to your last term. It wasn't meant for you to stay in there forever, but you learned along the way. You had tests along the way. You got extra credits for the things that you did. And it's just like life. The only thing is, I wish that the things that they need to be teaching in school, like balancing a checkbook, learning how to save money, learning your finances, trusting how to invest your stuff. Those are the things they need to be teaching in school. Because a lot of times I'm like, they should have teach this stuff in school so these kids wouldn't be be doing the stuff. Shoot, I used to do it. Shoot, you get a lot of money and be like, oh, let me do this and that. But going through all these things, um a lot of things is being spotlighted to you about what people's intentions are of you. Are they have your best interests at heart? Like I said in the last video, a lot of things is taking place where you truly need to understand from a deeper level of where you're going, what you need to stay focused on, what you really truly need to let go of. And a lot of times we feel like we're cutting cords, and then you have a bad habit. When that door open, that door closed, the next, a feeling or a memory resurfaces, and you opening that door all the way back again. And it's just like right now, everything that's been happening like the big shift we had. I don't want nobody thinking I said shit, but I said big shift. We had Sunday. It was giving you an opportunity to go ahead and just, allow yourself to just cut free from those things. There's a lot of things we've been toiling on. Some of us been holding on for this about 4 or 5 years. Some of them we've been holding on for 20 to 40 years. Things we've been holding on for a couple of months. What's needing to be taking place in your life. A lot of times it's hard. We see the signs and we're still not doing it. There's things that I go through that I'm working on every day. And it's just like I have to keep reminding myself these things are strengthening you. If you're still here to be able to live to tell it, even though it may hurt like heck, these things are happening for a reason. Everything has a purpose for happening the way it does. No matter how messed up it is, there's something behind that. You may have wanted to go left, but something was telling you to go right. Next, if you would have went left, you wouldn't, like if you would have went towards this left road when there's constantly, they kept on saying, hey, God is your GPS. It's like God in position to save it. It's like God is positioned to save it. It directed you to go to the right. Because if you would have went to the left, there was a pile up this way, or there could have been something to where they had backed up traffic, and you would have been in that backed up traffic for like 2-3 hours, and it's like 110-degree heat wave index. It could have been something like that. So it's just like everything has a purpose for happening the way it happens, and a lot of times we question it, but we're not supposed to do that. And it is just like it gets time where we get kind of scared because sometimes things do move kind of fast for us. You're like, you get that instant, where those chills like, oh, is this really happening right now? And you're like, yeah, it's really happening right now. Because it was scary for me going through all these different things because it's like, I was doing my videos and the next thing I was just keeping them on here. Then all of a sudden, people been with me for a while. I had almost close to, I think it was like 2,500 people on my Facebook. Then next thing you know, I cut all those people off of Facebook that I don't even, and these are people I went to school with, people that I grew up with. I was adopted into a military family. So there's a lot of people that, we transferred bases together. We hung. But it was just like when I started learning my truth and people started learning my truth, then they start acting weird or we no longer talked or they were finding every excuse, for us not to, engage. And I had to be able to be respectful of that, and I just started noticing the change within me. If I started feeling a vibe towards certain people that, trying to, if we talk every day or something like that, I don't get offended of it, but I do pick up on those vibes. And a lot of times people will do things. Then it's just like, I don't understand why you do it. Because if I see something that's bothering me, I'm going to tell you it's bothering me. If I see that I have to break ties with you, I'm like, hey, some people is just that I'm just break ties with you because you're too toxic for me. And there's times I've been having people that broke ties with me because I was too toxic for them. I get it. I understand because shoot, I was my own toxic energy, going through a lot of things where I held on to a lot of things. There are certain things that I'm still healing from and trying my best to make peace with it. And you're being tested by that because a lot of things are being repeated to you just to see how you're going to react to it. So you have to be able to pay attention to that because a lot of times, we feel like, okay, this is the devil working. But like I've said before, and I'll say it again, a lot of times, if you ever seen like those pictures of God and devil, they're playing chess. But they're, even though they two different things, they're representing you in two different ways. Then now the devil's gonna be sending a whole lot of stuff to you because he's wanting you to come his way. He wants you to be doing everything at a 3D level. He wants you to be in a materialistic mind. He wants you to be able to be speaking, walking, and seeing and breathing through your ego. And he wants to be able to distract you from all the goodness that God and, universe and the powers that be have. But in the same set, Lord's going to be able to use that. God, Jesus, whatever you want to say, Allah, whatever, is going to be using all those things that the devil is trying to press on you, is being able to see, if you didn't, he'll tell you, if there wasn't something so big and important and precious that's coming to your life, do you think they'll be coming all the way over here just to distract you from here, bringing somebody that knows going to be very hurtful to you and say some really nasty things to you, or going to do some really hateful things to you to block you because they see the blessings that you have and they don't want you to have it? They're trying to say, entitled of what you should have and what you shouldn't have, all these different things. But God's like, no matter what they try to place on you, it doesn't have power over what I'm about to do for you. And I'm not trying to be religious. I know I've been saying God and stuff like that, but my spirit's heavy. If it wasn't for God, I wouldn't even be doing the things that I'm doing. If it wasn't for universe, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. You go through a lot of hateful things, but you know what that vibe feels like when you have been held back, when you didn't get, promoted, or just being able to have kind words saying that they were proud of you, or you're doing a good job. I didn't hear that a lot, in my life. So going through these situations of going through your spiritual journey is not, a walk in the park. It's not like you're just sniffing tulips and, playing with the roses. Those things were very hard and very confusing. When I first started this, I told people, I felt like I was going crazy, start hearing different things, hearing people's thoughts and stuff like that. So I'm going through Ascension, Kundalini, what is it, Dark Night of the Soul, and just, all my gifts were heightening up at one time, but through going and ending a toxic relationship that was on and off for 20 years. Then father passed away, and then found that family had something to do with me not seeing. All these different things happened in my life all at one time. And now it's like I'm at that turning point where I'm stepping out and doing a leap of faith, even though I may not see what's ahead of me. I'm allowing myself to have that faith within universe. Now, the next person over, yeah, I can sit up here and say, yeah, you may not have good intentions for me. You probably be sending me off a whole cliff, but universe is pushing you forward for a reason. We can't worry about what's on the side of us, you know. Don't can't worry about what's in the back of us. We already passed that already. It's no longer important to us. We have to be able to stay focused in front, and they're spotlighting things to you where you really need to pay attention. You have to be able to learn from valuable lessons that you have endured along the way, whether it was like 5, 10 years ago, it was yesterday, or just a couple of hours ago. You're learning from those things. You're never supposed to resent or feel shamed or guilty for the mistakes and the decisions you made. Everything was in grand design for you, you know. And it was like I said, started doing videos here, and then started taking a lot of people off, and it hurt my soul to do that, because I'm like, Dad, I've been friends with these for how long? I'm like, okay, Roslynn, are you benefiting off of them? Are they benefiting off of you? Because a lot of times when people are benefiting off of you, they're benefiting of the thought of you, or what they can get from you, or what they can get to know for you, so they can go back and run back and say. Because there's a lot of things in my life that has happened within the 4 or 5 years, and it's like a jaw dropping situation, more for me than anything. But then when I start taking these people out of my life, it's like, okay, are you holding it on to these people because they're acknowledging what's going on in your life? Is this ego, or is it something that you really care for? And it was like most of it was ego. So it was just like, oh, okay, if it's ego, you need to just go ahead and let that go, because ego is about to have a whole bunch of back seats. So when I allowed myself to do that, I felt a lot more free. Like I didn't have to. I mean, felt more free. Not a lot more free. They didn't even know ebonics like hell. Okay, you know, I felt free because I was able to connect with my YouTube family, not just on YouTube, but Facebook, being able to share those amongst different, empathic platforms, spiritual platforms that I can really truly connect with on that level. And then after that, things had popped off. I'm sorry, y'all, my hair was rubbing on me. I thought about having a fit. Then that popped off, and then I had to change recently. Well, no, first I had to go to IG, and I was happy about that because other people was like, Rosalind, you got an IG account? I'm like, nah, I don't even barely be on Facebook. But it was like universe pushing me out there. It was like, you need to get your name out there. We're pushing you to a purpose. There's a lot of people that are waking up. A lot of people are wanting to know about their spiritual purpose at a deeper level. We're pushing you out here. First, you were here for a couple of years, and then we made you branch off, because I was just like, I used to tell my friends, hey, Facebook is Facebook, YouTube is YouTube, now let two of them cross paths like that. But now I'm just like, If you want to do good things, you want to make your name bigger for what the things you do, you have to be able to branch off. You have to be able to take that leap of faith. Don't worry about what people are thinking about you. Don't worry about what they're going to believe, who they're going to believe. Don't worry about what they're trying to say behind your back. Don't worry about what they're going to say to your face. It's not going to matter. This is all about you. This is all about your journey, where you're trying to focus on, because I guarantee you, whatever they're doing, they're not going to stop you. Are you gonna try to stop them from what they're doing? Heck no, because whatever they're doing is none of my business. My business is my business. And it's just like when I'm seeing everything unfold, yes, it's scary as I don't know what, but it's exciting at the same time because it's something new. I hate being redundant. I don't know if it's the ADD or OCD part of me. I just don't like doing things repetitive because I get bored really quick. I like to be able to venture off. But then there's times where I get scared at the same time. But I'm just like, this is something new for you. It is something very therapeutic because, like I tell people that's known me for a while, I love doing my videos because they're positively, it is a positive outlet. I said positively, it's a positive outlet for me. I can be me. I make up my own rules. I do what I want to do. I'm not disrespectful, but I'm gonna say my piece and I'm being my truth. If it bothers somebody, that's more about you and less about me, because that's my truth. you know um and seeing these things, when you're taking away a lot of things that's been holding you back, you start having a view. Your view points change for the better, and you start understanding why certain things went a certain way. Yes, it's hurtful when you start going through this spiritual awakening where you can't work a normal job anymore. Your family start worrying about you because you start speaking a different way. You start seeing things a different way, especially if they sleep like, you know like that. But you're seeing things of anew. You're seeing things where they see things under veils because they're comfortable in that. They're comfortable being ignorant and being asleep. Not to say they're ignorant as in being stupid, but they're comfortable with seeing what they're seeing. With us as empaths, we can't do that. We feel differently. We sense things differently. We see things a lot differently. If we expect to sit up here and speak to somebody who is not spiritually woke. My sister and my mom used to do that to me, like, girl, you better wake up. I am woke. I'm talking to you right now. And they used to laugh at me. Like, girl, we're talking about spiritually woke, you know. And it was just, I always used to get called an old soul because, 5 years old, talking like I'm 30. It was just weird for me. I was always before my time, and I never knew what that meant until I went into within my spiritual awakening close to 4 years ago. Well, it is 4 years ago. I did after my dad passed. So going through all these different things, it'll be the bestseller. Your life can be the bestseller because you don't know. And I always tell people your trauma can be somebody else's blessing. And I'm not talking about as in, he ha ha, because people, when they start that, I don't got time for to say this stuff. And I'm just, I'm learning more stuff because I'm just like, dang, they had labels for things like this about people I used to deal with. They used to love seeing me suffer. They laughed at me when I cried, making fun of me when people died in my life, mocking folks at their funerals. I was like, you going all type of hell after all this stuff. But everything's happened for a reason. It's just like when you can allow yourself to see everything in your turning point that has been in your life, that has marked a big dip in your life, like, different. It's like you can go out. What do they call those? Those little, oh god, dog. When we used to have those little bars, you know what I'm saying? It's like I've been out of school for almost like 20 some years, but it is just like when you have those little do marks. I'm just say do marks. You know what I'm talking about? Your little lifetimes where you don't went through something that was very either traumatizing or something very big in your life that you can, especially if it's something, well, if it's something, well, yeah, it can be positive or negative because not everybody can endure the things that you endure. A lot of times we stress and we worry and we fuss about what we don't have and not being grateful for what we do have. We stressed about what's going on, but we're not grateful for what didn't happen. All those things are being shown to us in so many different ways on so many different levels. And at times I get hateful because I'm tired of being screwed over. I'm tired of people getting away with stuff. I'm tired of people lying and being very deceptive, and they doing stuff behind closed doors or doing stuff in the dark and then peek he in the light. And me, I'm just all truth, and I'm just rubbing folks all the wrong way. I'm just like, well, shoot, if you live in under a mask, shoot, I think I'd be a little bit uptight too. And I'm like, can you unloosen your petty panties and we can go on about our lives? You have to be able to do that. And it's just like so many things are going on right now to where you can benefit from seeing the unseen. Yeah, it can be very painful from when you're seeing it, but then you have to, allow yourself to say, you know what, maybe it was time for me to leave this situation in the first place. Or you know what, maybe it was time for me to break ties with this person. I've been feeling like a little irritable when I deal with somebody, or I feel a little apprehensive, or I feel like I can't be myself. And those are the three things. If you can't be honest and say what you want to say around certain people, it's time to go. If you feel uptight, wound up, and like, ugh, when every time they come around, it's time to go. If they just work on your last nerve just for blinking your way, or like, hey, what you doing? To be like, if you text me one more time, it gets to that point. It's time for you to go. You shouldn't be holding on to people just because you worried about how you're gonna hurt their feelings. It's hurting their feelings more when you holding on to them and knowing you don't want to be bothered with them. That's being phony. I've had people that strung me along or whatever, and I'm just like, dude, I'm about to go because you acting all type of weird, and I just don't have time. So it's just like you're a lot of times it can be very shocking on what's being spotlighted to you, what is being shown to you. Because it's like certain situations, going through this, I went through an anger and rage situation when my situation happened. I was ready to skull drag some folks and scalp somebody. I was that mad. I had every right to be. When people knew what I went through, like, girl, you better than me. Because I think I would have been locked up doing 20 to life already. Couple of life sentences. Yeah, I could have, but for what? It ain't gonna bring anything back. It is not gonna bring back what they took away from me, what they robbed me of, what they violated me for. No, it's like everything that I endured went through for a reason, And then I got to that point where I was in a shock mode. Like, am I really going through this? Yeah, you are. I got really, there's times I still sit here like, are you really going through this? Well, heck yeah, you're going through it. And then it went to that point where I was very disappointed in a lot of people that I really had high regards for, holding on to things where these people are constantly throwing dirt on my name. There's a lot of things I didn't say. I thought I was going to be at open night trap house, with telling everything they've done, but it's at that point. I was even at a victim type situation. Like, I went through this, I went through that, and they did this and they did that, but it was just like, yes, I went through this, but I also had my decisions as well, even though the decisions I was made on based on their deception. Yeah, and there was a lot of things I held guilt on when it wasn't even my fault, you know. Holding on to things where wish I could have caught on to certain things, or I wish I would have seen between blurred lines, and it was just like it took me a long time to say, you know what, Roslyn, everything happened for a reason. Yeah, it's a hurtful thing to go through this, but look how strong you are because you're still here. You're helping other people. You don't help people understand a deeper sense of themselves that it was hard for them to see before, or you gave them that reassurance that, hey, you're not just the only one going through this. There's more people that can relate to your issues. It's like, your blessing, your trauma can be somebody's blessing or survival, because you done been through something, you're overcoming it, and you can tell them, no, it's not easy, but look at all the strength you're getting from going through these battles, you know, because when the craziness, after you done overcome so many different things, it's like when some stuff really comes down to it and come to you, you know how already how to handle it because you done been through so much before. And that's what they wanted you to see, because it's always been there, but you had to go through those life lessons for a while, learn from it. Like it was like with my old relationship, I was really trying to see, I seen it, but I didn't love myself. I didn't respect myself. I put somebody else's happiness and respect before I put mine up, and that, I shouldn't have did that. I can't blame that person for that because I decided to do that. Now it's just like when I allow myself to back up and see every situation I went through. Yes, I went through a lot of years of, emotional and mental and physical abuse, somewhat of sexual womanization, whatever you want to call it, when you getting, prepped and stuff like that. I went through those things.
but it was for the lack of certain parental issues I didn't have. But there was a lot of it based on my decisions on wanting to be grown. I'm not gonna always put, everything on my reflectors of so-called family, because there's a lot of decisions I based on my own self. I don't want to be that person. Oh, this wouldn't happen if they did it. Yeah, there were certain things they did, but I also did my dirt too. When you're going through your growth, you can admit where you done went wrong, so you don't have to go through that again. You can admit where you needed to grow and heal from, because there are certain parts of you had weak spots. It was still, it's like you have a ripe, pretty apple, but there are certain parts you can still press in that was kind of brown. It was kind of soft. But yes, you had to go through those things, because when you allow yourself to recognize, hey, I'm open minded towards this, but I'm a little bit closed minded on that. And when you're allowing yourself to be honest about what you're closed minded about, then you can go over there and help that. Then you can go over there and work with that. And it's like when I see the things that I went through, and I see how I'm touching people, like, it took everything I had. I think it was yesterday, no, day before yesterday. Yeah, day before yesterday, is not to break down in tears, even those was happy tears, because it lets you know that your strength that you're reflecting after you have gone through a trauma like I have. And not saying that my trauma is worse than anybody else's, but this is worse for me that I had to deal with. When I can be open towards that and say that without crying, that lets you know there's some form of healing that has taken place in your life. When you can allow yourself to speak your truth without crying, that lets you know healing has taken place, because it took me a long time to get there. It took me a long time to get there. There's some people that's still here with me, and y'all been my A1 since day one. And I appreciate that. You're gonna see me grow. There's a lot of people like Roslynn. You are not the same person I met when I first started connecting with you in that way. But it's a beautiful thing that you let me know I'm not alone on my journey. You allow me to say it's okay to be myself. It's okay to not be okay, and that's good. When you can, long as you know, it's like, Roslyn, I'm in my feelings today. I can't talk to you today. Hey, I'll send you love, comfort, and I hope whatever you're going through, I'll send you whatever vibes it is to get you through whatever you're going through. I'm like, you don't want to tell me, that's fine. I'm not going to force you to tell me anything. But this is what universe is allowing us to see, because there are certain things we did not want to acknowledge because that mess was so painful. And this is your time to acknowledge those things. It's just like I can tell myself there are certain things about my life that, rub me the wrong way and all hell about to break loose. But then there are certain things I can speak on and I'll be fine. And then there are certain people that I can connect with, and then we can give that big deep understanding about why we connected like that in the first place. And sometimes it can bring up emotions, I won't lie, but I'm being honest and real about that. It's okay to not be okay every day. There's gonna be some days you gonna be mad at the whole world about everything that you're going through, or it could be that little thing. Just because you have been toying with that situation for so long, it only takes that little thing just to tee you off for the whole day, and that's okay. But you're recognizing what that weakness is that teed you off, so that's something you need to work on. So allow yourself to see the unseen, and don't be shocked about what's being spotlighted to you, okay? So I hope you were able to resonate with the content of my video. I love y'all so much. We're going through a huge growth. We're going through a huge, reflecting, and it's going to take you to places that you didn't ain't even thought you were going to be at. So I would love to give a post notification. I forgot to do that on my last video, y'all. My bad. Um, Post notification shout out to Sherry Nelson. Ebony Savine, much love to you as well. Michael Carlin, much love to you. And Michelle Richardson, welcome to the fam. If you're new, welcome. It's so good to have you. Drop me a line. I would love a chance to give you a post notification shout out. Share, tell somebody about the channel. Give me a thumbs up so other people can see the video come up. If you need to get in touch with me privately, you can find me. You can DM me on Facebook Messenger. Just look me up under my name, or you can follow me on IG at Roz Nyla Nelson 77. I'll be putting my information in the description box below. And you can get in touch with me and DM me on both of those places if you want to speak privately. I know a lot of people that get in touch with me, but they don't feel comfortable with talking about whatever they got going on, and I help them have a deeper understanding of their spiritual path as well as their mission of purpose. So if I can't help you with that, I will guarantee to give you the information you need to get you to have a deeper understanding. So I know you know that you are truly blessed, highly loved, and forever favored. And there's always somebody out there praying for your better days. And I pray that everything that you're trying to manifest in your life, because 100,000 times more than what you asked for, prayed for, even predicted. And the same with when you receive it. You know, even through social distancing, make sure you give out love, light, positivity, as well as prosperity words, vibes, frequencies. You never know, all those things can really take somebody a long way. And I hope you have a blessed, safe week and be responsible for everything you do. And I'll see you on my next video. Much love to you. Peace. Be wild.